what does scripture tell us about all this? What's the Bible telling us? I'm always in awe of the book of Songs, David, his lament, right? Songs 23 in particular, when we think about, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will feel no evil. When we think about the gravity of that scripture, what David is saying for me is that I must walk through the valley of shadow of death. And I will fear no evil because who's with me? God is with me. But I have to go through the life transitions. I have to go through the emotional pain in order to get to the other side. I love that scripture for all that it means for me and all that it has meant in my life. That was a pivotal turning point for me when I realized that I had to experience grief. I had to experience life transition in order to get to joy. If we never grieve the things that we lost, it's pretty hard to get to real joy, that deep down inside of us joy. He's clearly telling us that there's a time to be born and there's a time to die. There's a time to rejoice and there's a time to be sad. He's clearly telling his people that these times will come for us. And then David tells us to walk through those things, not around them, not over them, not under them, go right through it and feel all that we feel where those emotions are concerned. And so what happens when we don't do that? This is equally as important. When we don't go through the valley, when we refuse to feel our emotions, then we become stuck in our emotions. All of that, bad choices, all of that, denial of feeling grief, all of those things come up for us, and we get stuck in those patterns of behavior that we label, oh, it's just me. No, you're experiencing some deep, profound emotional challenges that you need to name, that you need to feel. And the point of all of that is, if we can't feel, we don't heal. So in order to heal, we must be able to feel our emotions. The shortest scripture in the Bible tells us that Jesus, and there's power in tears, just like there's power in touch. It releases positive endorphins. Tears are nice water and chemicals that are releasing. You know how you have a good crying and you feel good? That's because that's the way that God has designed our body to work. So we should not suppress our tears. We should not do those things that are going to create the stress, anxiety, knowing. Now remember that faith and works go hand in hand. We can have the faith, but if we're not doing what's necessary to do to become emotionally healthy, then we remain in the same place.